What's up guys, Everything Apple Pro here, and in this video I wanted to talk about the iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. These are two new products we have never seen before in the terms of size. I mean 4.7 and 5.5 inches, that's a big step up from the original iPhone 3.5 inch display, and of course there's a reason for it. Apple wants to share market share with Android, bring users over, so it's totally understandable. However, for people that want to buy these products, you're going to be deciding, should I buy the iPhone 6 or the iPhone 6 Plus? So in this video, I want to share with you guys everything that's different between these two models, which one you should buy, and why. You know, what was really interesting to me is that Apple actually never addressed us as to why they are releasing bigger phones. And everybody really knows it's because Android is beating on the back door. You know, they're releasing new products, they're dominating that part of the market share, so Apple wants in and they want some of that as well. Now with these larger iPhones, we're going to be seeing a lot of Android users come in and start using iPhone. For a lot of these people, if you're watching, you may have never even used iPhone before. It's a new experience to you, and you know, it is a unique experience. But in this video, hopefully, I can go ahead and settle some of your doubts, give you an idea of what you're expecting with the new iPhone 6 and iPhone 6 Plus. Now, of course, once you do pick up the iPhone 6 or iPhone 6 Plus, you'll notice that the size is the #1 difference. You know, the 4.7-inch model is already a big step up from the 4.0. There's a lot of extra screen space, and you know, I'll get to my opinion at the end, but it's a really good in-between between the 5.5 and the 4.0 of the 5S. The iPhone 6 features a 4.7-inch IPS display. Now, in order to make up for the extra real estate, Apple did have to cram in more pixels there. So we're going to be seeing a bump up in resolution to 1334 by 750 pixels. You know, that's nothing special. It has a 326 pixel density, which keeps it at Retina spec. Now the iPhone 6 Plus has a high resolution. It's at 1920 by 1080. Of course, it has a larger display. And a 1080p display nowadays isn't anything special. Most smartphones on the market have this resolution already. So the pixel density is a little bit higher at 401. So if you're viewing content, picture movies, it's going to be a little bit sharper on the iPhone 6 Plus due to the extra pixels. Now, aside from that, there's really no difference in displays. Contrast ratio is almost entirely the same, and other than the actual size and pixel density, there's not much different. It's a matter of personal preference whether or not you want a larger display, like an iPad mini, or just a standard iPhone 6 display. It was rumored that the display would be covered in sapphire or built with a sapphire crystal glass, but unfortunately, no one has been able to confirm that, and Apple didn't address that at all in the event. So I think we're just looking at a Gorilla Glass coating. So the iPhone 6, with its larger, you know, gargantuan 5.5-inch display, is going to create a problem, and that's one-handed use. Fortunately, Apple looked into it, and they created a software solution. And in no way is this new. It's been on Android for a while, but Apple's version is that you touch the Touch ID sensor twice, and the whole screen is going to scale down halfway. Now right here, you're going to be able to use it with one-handed operation, which is cool. You know, it's neat. You don't have to go out of your way to press something on the screen. You just double tap a button that's already there, and boom, you can use it with one hand. So if you're looking to buy the iPhone 6 Plus, take into account it's a pretty big phone. You know, it's going to be harder to store, harder to carry with you. Take all of that into account. But if you absolutely need it, I bet it's going to be an amazing phone.
As ever, lightning port and speaker at the bottom. God forbid we get stereo speakers here, huh? And there's the headphone jack. Same thing on our little friend, the 6. Really, you're just looking at the same design, only blown up or shrunk down depending on how you want to look at it. Nano SIM card tray on the side. Your usual paper clip or pokey tool will take care of that for you. And the back of the phone, 8 megapixel camera on both of these, f2.2 fast lens, backside illuminated sensor, HDR. Hybrid autofocus, that means it uses phase detection in addition to contrast auto detection for very fast focus, and the 2-color LED flash there for better natural flash exposure. And I know some of you have been doing estimated size comparisons using printouts on from your printer, that sort of thing. So here it is in person. You can see the difference between the iPhone 6 on top of the iPhone 6 Plus. Obviously quite the difference in size, but what about some other phones? Actually hands-on in person, we'll show you. Here's the Samsung Galaxy S5 versus the iPhone 6. They are just about the same size. I think the Samsung Galaxy S5 5.1-inch screen, so they have smaller bezels, so they get a bigger screen in there. But size-wise, for me, I think it's a pretty moderate-sized phone by today's standards and pretty easy to handle. So, and the nice thing about the iPhone is it is a bit narrower. As you can see right here, it's also a little bit shorter too, but the narrowness makes it easier for those of us who have smaller hands to hold on to. And here's the Galaxy S5 next to the iPhone 6 Plus. Big and bigger, yeah. And here's a comparison of even greater interest. This is the Samsung Galaxy Note 3. The Note 4 is about the same size as the Note 3, so this comparison should hold through there. And you can see they're just about the same size, but the iPhone 6 Plus is actually a little bit taller. It's a quite tall and narrow phone. So those of you who have skinny jeans and not very deep pockets, well, that one's certainly going to be sticking out a bit more. And if we superimpose them, once again, you're looking at just about the same thing. The Galaxy is just barely any wider, really nothing much to say there. And in terms of thickness, they're both really skinny phones. The difference is in the straight edge plastic here on the Samsung, and the Galaxy Note 4 will be a metal surround, still straight edge, good for grip right there, versus the curviness. Now the curviness feels nice in your hand on the iPhone. Some people may find the straight edge more grippy on the Galaxy Note. And now we have a size comparison with the 6. This is the LG G3 and the iPhone 6 Plus. So the LG G3 is somewhere in between. It has a 5.5-inch display and currently one of the Android flagships. And last but not least, here's our little iPhone 5S. Looks absolutely absurdly small next to, well, the 6 Plus. And then if we put it down at the other end, let's go down here now, and you can see, but not too absurdly different when you compare it to the 6. So you get the idea now, hopefully, about size comparisons and which one might be good for you. Both phones obviously support 4G LTE, and pretty much like with the iPhone 5S, there's really very few models that are being sold in the US, and they're more interchangeable than you might realize. I know a lot of people have been buying the T-Mobile one. That's a confusing story. The way it worked with the 5S, and it seems to be the same way with the 6 and 6 Plus, is if you buy it direct from the Apple store, either online or the Apple physical store, pay full retail, and when you activate it by plugging it into iTunes or setting it up on the phone, then it will be unlocked. If you buy it from a T-Mobile store, if you buy it on one of the T-Mobile monthly payment plans, it will be locked. And the Verizon one, well, it is always unlocked because that was the price Verizon had to pay for getting a lot of nice, juicy 700 megahertz LTE spectrum. The government said, haha, well, in return, you have to sell your phones unlocked. I'm sure Verizon's not thrilled that people know that, but that could also be an option for those of you who want an unlocked phone. There are 16 LTE bands supported in the models available in the US. By the way, Sprint still uses a different model, so that's a whole other game right there. Anyway, you're going to find that this is going to be a great world traveler, and it's insane how many LTE bands that are on these phones. Good data speeds, good reception, so far very stable, and look to our detailed reviews to learn more about that. Both have dual band Wi-Fi, 802.11ac, yay, finally. Of course, at Bluetooth 4.0, we have NFC, and that is for Apple Pay, not for anything else, just for Apple Pay, coming out next month.